Hey everyone, signing in again for another video on the economy. And today I'm going to go over, there was a lot of talk on Twitter regarding Michael Burry from the Big Short. His hedge fund went shorts, or he put options on the indexes, on S&P and the Nasdaq. So a ton of people were talking about that today on Twitter. So I just wanted to bring that up, and a couple other articles on maybe why, in part, why he may have put that on. And here, Michael Burry, the money manager made famous in the book and film The Big Short, held bearish options against the broad S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100 index at the end of the second quarter, according to the securities filings released Monday. He put over $1 billion on. So I'm not sure what his assets under management is, but I'm sure that's it's going to be significant there. And there was a report by the New York Fed that was released on macroeconomic data, and 17.06 trillion. So household debts at a all-time high. And we have credit card debt rose by 45 billion to a high of 1.03 trillion. So it's over $1 trillion in credit card debt. And as we talked about in previous videos, the average APR is in the 24% range. So it's definitely expensive debt to carry, and it's at an all-time high. And this is a post from Michael Gayed. I follow him on Twitter. He has some really good posts. He's a real knowledgeable guy in the markets, and he's real consistent in tweeting. And what he's saying is, because he's been bearish, but he's saying this is not fear mongering. This is not about being a permanent bear. We just went through the fastest rate hike cycle in history, and those hikes hit the market and economy with a 9 to 12 month lag. That is, right now, I screamed melts up in January. I now scream credit event. So with household debt at an all-time high and these rate hikes. So I remember back in 2008, interest rates went to like in the 1% range for the Fed funds rate, like 02, 03, and then they slowly creeped up, and there was a lag between when things really went awry in the rate hike. So it didn't happen immediate. Are we in another situation like that? I don't know. But when you see someone like Michael Burry putting on that trade, it makes you wonder. And Michael Gayed is saying the same thing, where he is bearish in this situation. With regards to debt as well, I was actually at the car dealer the other day. I was looking at, because I have a lease on my car, and I was thinking about buying the car, and I bought it for like 22,000, or I'm sorry, I leased it back in 2020, and the purchase price was like 22,000 for a Hyundai Elantra, and like on the contract, the buyout's like 9,800, which is it's a good deal. I just made the decision to, because the APR like they offered me was 10.89, or it was like 10.55 or something like that. I don't know what it was, like somewhere in the 10% range, and I just made the decision to extend out the lease. So I can extend out the lease, go month to month. So that way on the buyout, the price of the car is going to be cheaper. So, I think in my situation, that's going to work better, because unfortunately I can't pay cash for it. I'm not even close to a position where I could do that, but be nice. But I was just thinking about like what the average car payment is. It's the average monthly automobile payment in the United States is $575. I mean, you can get rent for that probably in some places. For a used car, it's $430. And then on average, consumers borrow $34,635 for new automobiles. I mean, just an astonishing figure. I mean, that's a maybe not astonishing, but it's I mean it's a high figure. And there's a chart here from this is from Charlie. He's a this is another account I recommend people follow. He has a lot of really great data. Charlie Blala. And if the economy was so great, why would I mean why would tax revenues be federal tax receipts trailing 12 months? They're falling. And then the deficit is over year 2.26 trillion. Wow. I mean, and that goes back to maybe a few videos ago when Jeff Gunlack tweeted. So, like, if you took out uh, the portion of the GDP, which is government spend, and let's say they like balanced the budget or had even like a somewhat of a minimal deficit, the economy would probably be contracting. Depending upon what the deficit is, but historically, that's just a incredibly high deficit, and that component of the GDP seems to be what's keeping it out of contraction. So, we'll see what happens here. It's an interesting time right now, and I just wanted to bring up those tweets and the debt figures. I thought Michael Burry going, well, not necessarily a straight up short, but it's a put option. Um, I'm not too familiar with how that works, but I know basically he would make money on the underlying security, the value of that security declining. So, he anticipates a potential decline in those two indexes. So, real interesting trade, and we'll see how it plays out for him. I'll follow the situation here, and I hope everyone has a great day.